at times I kind of wonder, does the goddess really know what, I mean, I know it's a bit of a silly reverie. Of course she knows, but what she's doing to us, to our egos, I mean, in terms of fear and all that, one wonders, uh, and I mean, is there a limit? Well, I don't know if she'll limit herself if we don't ask her to. Limit herself in terms of how much anxiety we can take, how much people go through, well, basically go through kind of a hell on earth without relief, and others when they pray, there's a response to our fear, and to back off a little bit. I wonder how that works. That in terms of feeling, does she feel? I that's Well, I guess that's why God took incarnation in Jesus, I suppose, to feel it all. I guess I sort of floundering with this because it's something that's so frustrating to have to deal with this stuff, and to get other people involved makes it even worse. I was wondering about that. If anyone has any other
Mhm.
opinion about that, and
Yeah.
kind of exhausting to even think about it.
Right, right. I can share some ideas that come to me. Firstly, it was a major piece for me when I recognized that what I refer to as the goddess, Shakti, the intelligence within, as well as the intelligence of the universe, you can call it whatever you like. It was very transformative for me when I recognized that this intelligence knows every last detail about what's going on inside my system and what's going on in my external life. She knows every last detail. She knows your calendar. She knows everything, your bills, your relationships, your health, every last detail. She knows it all. This is not just something happening inside. This is her dance, her play. And so she's in considering everything. Everything has been taken into consideration as she moves through you, right? So this is how we'll note synchronicity begins to reveal itself to us. And this is her orchestrating all of these things, setting everything up nicely for us. So that's one way that I came to understand. She knows everything. She knows what we're going through. She knows when you're going to surrender, when you're going to fight, when you're going to resist. And there's nothing that surprises her. This is all sanctioned by her. This is what I came to understand, at least in my own perspective. And it was very relieving in a sense. So she does know that we are suffering at times, that we're going through difficulty here. And so what we have to do, at least if you ask me, is we have to remember that she also knows. And she knows much better than us about what we're capable of moving through, what's good for us, what's necessary for our transformation. And so she knows how much you can handle, how little you can handle. And she's going to bring you what's necessary for you at that time. And she's not going to bring you any less than you're capable of surviving. I know that sounds like, that means it's going to be difficult. And sometimes it is difficult. It is. So I've had times where I've, turned to her and I had these conversations, praying, begging, asking, sometimes even getting angry, trying to understand, why am I hurting so much? Why are you doing this to me? What is the purpose? What is the reason? Is there something? Have you abandoned me? Is there a teaching or what is it? So you have some sort of dialogue. This was the other big piece for me, was that the purpose of this is to bring us into union with the divine, which means to have a relationship with the divine. So we can begin that relationship now, today. It doesn't begin at the moment of total self-realization when we attain a state of yoga union with the divine. It begins now. So we begin relating with her, having a conversation with her. If that language doesn't work for you, it, God, him, doesn't matter, any language that works, but having some sort of dialogue, some sort of connection that's rooted in the heart and emotion can help a lot. And so sometimes we're pushed to these points where it's very difficult, but that causes us to begin to say, okay, let me start talking. Let me start having a relationship. Let me turn to her and see what she has to say. And so sometimes for me, I was in such great difficulty and I would say, like, help me. What is this? This is so hard. What's going on here? And if that prayer comes from deep within and there's some emotion behind it and it's innocent, like a child, even if it's angry, even if it's just confused, but as long as it's genuine, because this is a genuine relationship, I've found that in some way or another, a response comes. It may not be immediately, but in some way or another, a response comes. It could be in a dream, a vision, a voice, a synchronicity. Sometimes just there'll be a change in the system, in the experience, but some way or another, a response comes. Um, of course, she sometimes will also not just let us just sit in our room and try and meditate some of the stuff away. Sometimes we have to go out and do certain things to help ourselves. So that in a simple way can be just going for a walk. In a bigger way, it can be saying, okay, there's some things that I've been ignoring or avoiding that I've got to really go and face now in some more direct or specific way. And so she won't necessarily let us get away with not doing the mundane things that are necessary for us. So if that means, we're in a relationship where we shouldn't be there anymore, we know that we shouldn't be there anymore, but we're scared and we want to just try and meditate this all away. You can't meditate it all away. You got to go and have a conversation with the people you're in a relationship with. And perhaps that means telling them, I can't be with you anymore. And so we can't just rely on just doing stuff inwardly. We also have to go out and do certain things, whether that's changing in life, changing our lifestyle, our diet. Maybe there's certain themes we've got to go into therapy with a very clear focus to try and unpack and work through. All of these sorts of things can also help as well. But generally speaking, she knows everything. She's patient with us. She's understanding, compassionate. We can turn to her, but know that she's not going to bring you too much that's going to kill you. Just bring you to your edge, always to your edge, right? Like Hector was saying, his edge was an emotional edge, right? We're growing here. So we have to go to the edge if you want to keep expanding. And she'll take us there. And it's not always comfortable, not always comfortable. Begging may work, but I had a conversation. It was in one of these meetings some time ago where we were speaking about being assertive in our relationship with God, assertive, saying, look, you're doing this to me, help me out. Help me to make sense of this. This is not, you know, if you feel that it's unfair, you can say, this is not fair. You're putting me through this process. Give me some tips, support me through it. And you'll see sometimes it shows up like that. As long as there's a valid emotion behind it, I think those prayers get answered. But if there's a sense of like this, like immense victimhood, begging, I don't know if she wants us to find our voice, to find empowerment. So sometimes, maybe that's how she pushes us in that direction. Um, to be very assertive with her. She can take it too. Sometimes we might feel, oh, maybe it's like a sort of a Judeo-Christian thing that, when you go into the church, you've got to, take your hat off and be quiet and, make sure you dress well and, wear your Sunday best and you don't want to upset God with your behavior. If God can get upset with your behavior, then it's not God, right? If God should be able to emotionally regulate itself and handle whatever pressure you want to put on it, her, she, him, right? So you can get real with God and say, look, this is bullshit. And God can take it. God's not going to be offended. At least that's what I've come to see. Here, Allison shares, this was definitely a recent shift, asking for more, reaching new breaking points and breakthroughs. It's been a game changer. God as a collaborative force, collaborative energy. I love that. I love that. Yes. Yeah. A collaborative energy, a collaborative force. Maybe that's a much better way of saying what I was trying to get at. God is trying to say, stop being a beggar, stop begging me for things, come up to my level and collaborate with me. I think that's what I was trying to get at. God's saying, you're capable of working with me. Stop acting like you have no power. Come up here and join me. Yeah, I love that. Love that. Thank you.